My beloved daughter, I lived without knowing how precious and valuable my body was. I mistakenly believed I lived valuing my body. However, through meditation, I came to recognize the daily habits of my body that I had never paid attention to before, and I realized how much I had wasted my precious body on meaningless acts. I saw clearly that I had exhausted my precious physical self to satisfy desires rooted within. All the books I read, the food I enjoyed, the clothes I wore, the drinks I indulged in, what were they for, I questioned. So I let go of all the actions I had done with my mind. In doing so, I understood the reasons and causes behind all my actions. The habitual bodily actions I engaged in were manifestations of desires and cravings I had built within my mind, using my body to express them. My thoughts created egos through the body, generating desires, and those desires eventually became the master, utilizing the body as a tool. To return to my true self, I had to discard the idea that this body was me, and even the idea that I existed. Ultimately, trapped in the body, my thoughts recognized only physical existence, unable to see beyond. Then, the question arose, what is my body? As my meditation deepened and my egos and desires began to fade away, I realized that the material world and the material body were non-existent. If one equates oneself with the body, one knows that they are born, live, age, become ill, and die. And I discovered that this imperfect material world and material body are crucial tools for creating the real world and the real self. Could it be said that this imperfect material world and material body are simulations created by the Creator to form a perfect world? With the disappearance of desires and egos, one can understand the purpose of one's existence, to become one's complete self. The reason and purpose for your body's existence are to become your complete self. Explaining this to you might be difficult for you to understand. Therefore, through meditation, I urge you to examine your own mind. I emphasize once again, the reason and purpose for your birth are to become your complete self. May your precious life not be solely dedicated to fulfilling emotional hunger and physical desires, believing that to be your happiness, only to one day age and fall ill, disappearing completely. The death of the body is like discarding worn-out clothes. When you know who you truly are and live your life, there is true joy and happiness. In all your daily encounters, in the people you meet, in the sky you face, in the wind you feel, in the rain you encounter, be grateful, joyful, and happy. Many people live trapped in the finite time and space of the body and eventually fade away. Humans are noble and sacred beings. However, if one only strives for their worth in the consumption and life of the finite body, they have no value. They are just like ordinary animals, or even like the famous AI robots of today. Just as a beautiful gemstone buried deep in the earth must be polished by a craftsman to become a precious gem, if that gem remains buried as a rough stone and one day shatters and disappears, it is nothing but a worthless rock. To find one's true worth, one must discard the karma, habits, and body recorded within self. Instead of becoming a worthless stone that disappears, discard the false self and become the true self, which is valuable and beautiful. This is possible only when the body is alive. It is impossible without the body. Just as a gem cannot be transformed into a valuable gemstone without the rough stone, humans must have a body called the rough stone to be transformed into a valuable gem. There is a way to make oneself beautiful and valuable. By discarding the false self, one can become a valuable and beautiful truth. Only by becoming the truth can one live in the land of truth. Only the truth is eternal and complete. The perfect and eternal land cannot be known by human concepts and customs, nor can it be imagined by human imagination. It is a land of joy, happiness, and freedom beyond human imagination. It is a land without lack. I understand very well why many people stop meditating. However, having overcome the difficult struggle with myself and become the truth, I cannot help but feel sorry for those who have left in that way. Think about it, daughter. How much effort do you put into preserving the body that will last about 100 years? This meditation simply requires about an hour a day to consistently discard what is in your mind. Even if you do it for about 10 years, you will become free from much suffering and burdens you have created within your mind, and you will become happier. There is no reason not to meditate. Now, live not only for the body, but also for your mind. I will talk to you soon. Be well, my daughter.